and looking for a home. Went through USAA, who partnered you up with a realtor. And I thought, well, you know, USAA knows what they're talking about, so they'll partner me up with somebody good. And through talking with that realtor on the phone, as well as doing some other online research for homes, I wasn't exactly finding what I was looking for. When I got to Fairbanks and actually met that realtor face to face, they only sent me to what they wanted to go see. They didn't exactly listen to me, and let's just say it really didn't work out. Through all this research, I kept seeing West Madden Realtor. West Madden Realtor, West Madden Realtor. I mean, the guy had marketing everywhere. He was on every single home that I liked, the real nice ones, which was what I was looking for. So I thought, you know, what's it going to hurt? I need to call this guy up. I called him up. It was a night and day difference. When I finally came on over there to meet him at his office, he was just like me. He'd been in the military about the same number of years, same kind of deployments, but that didn't exactly matter because he listened to me and knew that I was looking for something in particular. He didn't want to show me what he was going to make the money on. He didn't want to show me what needed to be sold. He wanted to show me what I wanted. He had a couple of ideas in mind when I first got there. And he said, I think this might be good for you just to kind of fill you out. But that was it. Actually, I turned all three of them down, and he said, no problem. I think I know what you're looking for. Let's do some real research, and I'll come back to you. It was the next day. He partnered me up with Jewel, and she was an absolute professional. She listened to everything I had to say, drove me around to a few homes, but they were exactly what I was looking for. The garage was my number one concern. I had to fit an F-250 Ford double-door diesel truck into a garage. Had to. That was my number one concern. I didn't really care too much about the rest of the house, but that was my number one concern. Every time I pulled up to a house with the old realtor, we never could fit the car in the garage. And I kept telling them, every time we pulled up, open the garage. Before I even walked through the front door, open the garage and pull in the truck in. You would think in Alaska you could pull a big old diesel truck into any garage. But Jewel called up the realtor that was selling the home and asked them the size of every garage and made sure that it was at least the dimensions of the truck. She measured the truck before we even went out. Of course, there were some houses that you didn't exactly know that they had a workbench or the heater was on this side or that side, and you could only fit the truck on one side or the other. But that was my number one thing. And as soon as we pulled into the house that I ended up moving into, you can pull that truck straight on in. Well, anyways, that's just one bit of how she listened to everything I had to say. I didn't have to do any of the paperwork. Neither did Jewel. She took all of my intentions, wrote them down on notes, and passed them to the other folks in the Madden team that many of them I didn't even see. But Randy, I remember seeing, and she listened to me. She did a lot of the paperwork and got the deals that I wanted. You know, I never knew that buying a home, the realtor you select actually represents you. I thought, well, you know, it's just like finding somebody that has an opinion that's maybe like yours or whatnot. You're going to make up your own mind and you'll find the house that you like. Well, that's true. You're going to find the house that you like. But are you going to get everything you want in your home? The right price, the right extras that are in the house, No house, even a brand new one, has everything that you want. You've got to design the house the way you want. And if it's a used one, there are some conditions that you need to have on a fixer-upper. Or even a home that's still move-in ready. There's still some conditions that you need to have made. You need to have the right inspector come. Well, all of these are factors that a realtor team does for you. And if you find somebody that doesn't listen to you, how well do you think they're going to represent you when they talk to all those other agencies? Well, that's what Wes Madden did for me. He used his team to talk to all these other agencies that I knew or did not know of and got my exact intentions made. I moved into the home that I wanted in less than 3 weeks. Matter of fact, on a side note, my bank was not working out for me. Now, normally a realtor does not do loan information. That's irregardless to their operation. They do work with exactly the price that you want and get the home for the price that you need. However, the details of the loan is not exactly in the realtor's interest. However, the office that I was going through, a very large national bank, was not exactly working with me on a closing date that was conducive to me moving in. Well, Jewel was a very great professional. She didn't recommend one specific person. She gave me options. She gave me options of companies that have worked for other folks in the state of Alaska before. And she told me that folks in Alaska understand Alaskan means. I ended up getting linked up with a title company here in Alaska, and we closed in less than 5 days. The other nationwide company wasn't going to let me close for another 26 days. Wasn't even going to budge 1 day. But that's the extra that they put into it. Wes Madden and the rest of his team couldn't have made a dime more or less if I moved in a day or two earlier or less. They couldn't care if I was spending 4.3% on my loan or 6.5% on my loan. Didn't really matter to them. What mattered to them was my happiness and that I was going to get what I wanted, no matter if it was coming from them or some other agency. And that's what I'm talking about, representing someone. And that's what Wes Madden did for me.